Hey there folks, Wrel here. Today I thought we'd talk about one of the most important habits you can develop as a player to become better at PlanetSide 2, and that is to seek cover immediately. And I don't mean after trading some shots or responding to a threat, I mean the moment you take damage, boom, you're in cover. It sounds so simple, but it's very difficult in practice, especially as a new player or an average player, even an above average player. A lot of times when someone gets the jump on us, we'll try to locate and return fire on that target, but most of the time though, that's a horrible idea because they already have the advantage. So unless they're a bad shot, a lot of times you don't really have an opportunity to turn that situation around. Here's another very common situation. It's when you run into another player and you both start shooting at one another at around the same time. You dig in until your health gets low and then you try to run. That's probably the worst thing you can do, and here's why. In most smaller scale shooters, the time to kill is either so low that trying to shoot back is really the only way out of a situation, or even in shooters where the time to kill is a little bit longer, the lag compensation is also tighter, so you can actually run away from getting killed when you're starting to get low on health. Problem is that a lot of times we bring the same mentality into PlanetSide 2, and you just die. You can't really run away from a target at the last second. It's actually a better idea to sit there and deal with them so that one of you dies. Just to expand on the earlier example, here's why this mentality kind of gives us problems. If you're fighting a guy, you're taking a lot of damage, your health gets low, then you start to run. That's the mindset, right? That's the thing we need to break. If you've ever noticed yourself taking damage after getting into cover, it's because that's not what the enemy sees on their screen. On their screen, you're still out in the open for, a quarter of a second or longer, and since the game works on a client-side hit detection model, you can still be shot at and killed. We die after just getting into cover so often because we didn't take cover soon enough. We didn't take cover immediately. A long time ago, I did a video called Time to Kill versus Lag Compensation, and it's long, but it explains what's happening in a lot of detail, too much detail. And there was also another video that talks about using the same concept as part of a mind game strategy called doubling back. Again, it's using that latency to your advantage. This is fundamental in shooters, but most of the time, unless you're at a super duper high level of competitive play, you really don't notice it, because other games simply handle it better. So if you want to be more successful in PlanetSide 2, the moment you start taking damage that you weren't expecting, you jump into cover. So if somebody else initiates on you, jump into cover. And that also means that you should have cover near you as often as possible. If you get to cover quickly enough, sometimes you'll take a couple hits if that person landed shots on their screen, but you're much less likely to die because the buffer is much bigger. Fun fact also, in a lot of gameplay throughout my videos, especially the Uncut series, you'll actually see me activate Heavy Assault Shield after I've already jumped into cover. That's because sometimes I'm still going to take some damage, and I can soak it with the shield, even while I'm out of line of sight. But that starts dipping into some upper level stuff that we probably shouldn't elaborate on this video. So in the video description, I've left 3 videos linked for you. One of them is about how to better practice headshots, which is huge at becoming better at this game. One of them is about doubling back, which takes advantage of some of the principles that we talked about here. And the other is the time to kill versus lag compensation video, which elaborates a lot on how client-side hit detection works. And again, that is super old, but still completely relevant and should explain a lot of things you might have questions about. If this video has been interesting, helpful, or entertaining, please feel free to like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and if you have any more helpful tips that you'd like to share for all those new players out there, or anyone interested in upping the quality of their gameplay, then feel free to share in the comment section down below. Thanks very much, folks. Wrel signing off.